as of April 5th, we now have our clinical reports. And that freaks the doctors out a little bit because now their documentation is included in that patient portal. Now, in October of 2022, it's going to get even bigger.
Hi everyone, welcome to Operator Insights. I'm Kendall Harold, and today we are joined by Ann Robinson. She's the AVP of HIM Services. Ann, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you, Kendall, for inviting me.
Absolutely. We're excited to talk with you more about information blocking today. So can you tell us a little bit about what is information blocking and how does it really impact providers?
What information blocking is really taking electronic health information that's to be shared with the patient, with other providers, with our third-party payers, everything that Ensemble works with on a daily basis, and blocking it and delaying it or interfering the use, exchange, or access of that electronic information. Those three key words right there, use, access, and exchange, are what information blocking is all about.
Great. And can you tell us exactly what is electronic health information?
Electronic health information is all information within the patient's record that is used by the providers to create treatment plans, to create healthcare decisions about the patient. That is what's considered electronic health or health information. Mm-hmm. The electronic piece, obviously, is it's created electronically.
Right.
You also have for HIPAA, your paper, and your raw verbal data as well.
Great. So when it comes to those patients, what do you tell providers to tell their patients to look for in those patient portals?
What they're going to find in their patient portal is an abundance of information now. We have all of our laboratory reports. We have our radiology reports. And as of April 5th, we now have our clinical reports. And that freaks the doctors out a little bit because now their documentation is included in that patient portal. Now, in October of 2022, it's going to get even bigger. In October of 2022, what we consider a designated record set, which, again, I'm going to call on HIPAA, the designated record set is all information that is included as part of the patient's treatment plan, used in the medical decision making, and billing. And Ensemble loves to deal with anything billing, right? So what electronic health information really becomes is all information that is electronically generated and available to the patient that was used for their healthcare decisions.
So when it comes to providers, and it almost feels like this is one more additional thing that the providers have to worry about. Why is it so important for providers to maybe find a partner like Ensemble to help them and assist them and walk them through this?
Great question. I was just helping one of our clients when I built a toolkit for them. And we created the policies necessary for information blocking, working with the physicians, working with all departments actually, because it's not just health information management that discloses patients' information. You don't only come to HIM to get your copies, right? You can get your copies of your medical records from your physician's office. You can get it from your, the surgeons, from your laboratory, and all of that is practices on how do I disclose that information. And it takes experts like Ensemble to review that and say that could be perceived as information blocking. How else can we look at this practice? And in and of ourselves, we deal every day with disclosure of electronic health information. And it's our job to make sure that we're doing it right for the client.
Thank you for that insight, Ann. When we do these Operator Insight episodes, we really like to also get to know you a little bit. Can you tell us a little bit about your background and how you came to be in the role that you're in today at Ensemble?
Sure. Well, I am employee 100.
Wow.
With Ensemble.
That's an impressive number.
I love that number. Nice, clean, even number. And I have been with Ensemble since 2015. So I'm been here a very long time.
Yeah, since the very beginning.
Yes. Just about. And I've worked with, I actually was the first HIM professional ensemble hired.
Wow.
Yes.
Very impressive. How did you get into HIM?
Oh my goodness. I started in health information management, believe it or not, when I was 16 years old. My mother was working in the hospital and I wanted a part-time job, and I said, I want to be a transcriptionist. That's what I want to do with my life. So she had me talk to a transcriptionist, and she taught me that I did not want to do that. But it got me into the HIM field and understanding all the different facets of HIM.
That's awesome. Wonderful. Thank you for sharing that. So we want to ask you one final question. We like to wrap up these episodes with kind of a more fun question. So this is your question today, Anne.
Okay.
If you could put a message on a giant billboard, what would it say?
I could put a message on a giant billboard. Be the difference.
Perfect. I love that. The ensemble difference.
You got it.
Well, thank you so much, Anne, for joining us today.
I appreciate the opportunity. Thank you, Kendall.
Be on the lookout for more Operator Insights.